Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video, a brand new gaming video, as today I will be creating my dream Premier League. As always, remember to like the video if you enjoy it, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and leave a comment with your thoughts. But for now, let's get into Football Manager. So here we have it, my dream Premier League. Let's kick off with the teams that I have got rid of. From this season, I have got rid of Brighton, Brentford, Burnley, Leicester, controversial one, but I decided to get rid of them in the end, Norwich, Watford and Wolves. All to be replaced by, as you can see, Birmingham City, Blackburn, Bolton Wanderers, Middlesbrough, Nottingham Forest, Portsmouth and Sunderland. Now, replacing these teams was a tough decision. I've got some honourable mentions that nearly made it. The likes of Coventry City, Charlton, Ipswich Town, and the two Sheffield Wednesday and Sheffield United. They had strong cases to be put in, but I had to make a decision, and in the end it was these teams that made it through. Obviously, some of these teams coming from the Championship and League One would have a bit of a lesser budget than some of the Premier League teams. So I have bumped up their transfer budgets a bit and their wage budgets to make it a bit more realistic, so they do have a proper chance of surviving in this league. Because coming in with a transfer budget of 300,000 and a wage budget of 5,000, there's no chance they'd survive in this league. I had to make it a bit more realistic with the promotion payments maybe. So what I am going to do is skip to the end of the first transfer window, the summer transfer window, have a look at some of the transfers that have happened and see where we stand. Let's go. Okay, so the first transfer window is done. The door is slammed shut, and here we have all of the transfers in the Premier League from this window. I've arranged it from highest price to lowest price, and we're just going to have a scroll through and point out some of the most interesting signings that we have. So as you can see, Ferland Mendy, the first one, from Real Madrid to Man City. Let's see if we can find some of the new boys that I've added in. What transfers have they done? Nottingham Forest, Janelt from Brentford, 6.25 million. Bolton, there we go. Josh Koroma from Huddersfield, 3.1 million. Craig Cathcart has gone from Watford to Middlesbrough for 2.6. Good to see that they are spending the money that I've given them. Blackburn have signed Cyrus Christie from Fulham. A lot of the people that I have relegated are coming back up to the Premier League and the new boys. Portsmouth have signed Sammy Smodics from Peterborough. That's an interesting one. Bolton getting Connor Townsend from West Brom. Bradshaw going to Birmingham. Oh, Birmingham getting a few there. Jay Rodriguez and Phil Bardsley from Burnley. All for very cheap as well. Hal Robson-Kanu going to Sunderland. That's a throwback. Gaetano Berardi to Middlesbrough. That's an interesting one. Leeds United, I'm going to call him a legend. Leeds United legend Gaetano Berardi back in the Premier League after his sad release from Leeds United to Middlesbrough. We'd love to see that. So now it's time to go to the end of the January transfer window. We'll have a look at the table while we're there as well. Here we are at the end of the January transfer window. We're going to look through to see who the clubs have signed. I don't know if I'm going to go through every club, but we'll go through the clubs that I've added in, definitely. So already we can see Arsenal have signed João Pedro for 14 million. That is their biggest signing this window. John Swift has come in at Birmingham as their biggest signing this window for 1.4 million. They've also signed Benteke for £63,000 alongside Dan Gosling and Jack Colback. They're getting some of the experienced players in to try and help them in this season. Blackburn with 3 signings. As we can see, Joel Linton for 4.3 million, trying to sign a striker. They must be struggling with goals. Bolton with the 4 players in. Jamie Hansen, James Shea, Scott Wharton and Luke McCullough. Not very recognised players there. They might be struggling to get some boys in. They've not really spent much either. Man City, just the 2. Ryan Gravenberch for 40 million and Jamie Vardy for 4.6. That's an interesting signing. I didn't expect to see that one. Middlesbrough with the 3 transfers coming in this window. Kevin Long for 1.2 from Burnley. Jed Wallace from Millwall and Diego Rico. Newcastle with their big money now. They've signed 6 players. Soyuncu from Leicester for 30 million. William Carvalho. Nelson Semedo as well from Wolves for 34 million. Keylor Navas from PSG for 23 million. Not a bad signing at all. I imagine they'll be fairly high up the table with their new money now. Nottingham Forest, 2 players in. Pippa from Huddersfield for 2.2 million and Marco Friedel from Werder Bremen 3.1 million. Portsmouth, 5 players in. Robert Snodgrass from West Brom for £1,000. That's an interesting one. Robert Snodgrass has a special place in my heart, but will he be able to keep Portsmouth in the Premier League? I don't know. Dan Burn for 1.5 million. In real life, obviously, he has just joined Newcastle. So it's interesting to see him join Portsmouth on this save. Sunderland, no players in for Sunderland and just the 1 player out. That doesn't fill me with hope at all. Tottenham, though, spent big. 51 million on Mateus Nunes from Sporting Lisbon. And James Justin for the 26 million. West Ham, Sean Longstaff for 2 million. That's a weird signing. But we shall have a look where the league table stands at the end of the January transfer window. Will there be any surprises? The answer to that is no, I'm afraid. I'm slightly disappointed. All of the new boys sit at the bottom of the table from what I can see. Man City at the top, as you would expect. Arsenal in second. Aston Villa and Newcastle just chasing up the European places. Southampton, West Ham and Leeds take up 10, 11 and 12. Crystal Palace are the bottom of the originals. And then you have all of the new teams added in, going from 14th to 20th. Does that mean that the Premier League is a hard division to compete in? Or have I just done something wrong and not given them enough money? Who knows? I guess the thing to do now is skip to the end of the season and see where we stand with those new signings. Can they keep the teams in the division? Can they change things around? Can they push up the table a bit? We'll find out. So here we have it, the moment you have all been waiting for, the end of the season. We have just had the last fixtures of the season. So now, all we have to do is have a look at the final table. Has anything changed? Here we go. There it is. Just as it was in January, the teams that I had promoted all finish at the bottom of the league. Bolton, Nottingham Forest and Blackburn all getting relegated. It was close with Blackburn. Sunderland could have dropped in as well, but Bolton and Forest were far off. Bolton finishing with 13 points. They didn't quite break Derby's record of 11 points. I was hoping it would be a bit more different, mixing things up. I didn't think they'd all sit at the bottom. Maybe I've done something wrong. Maybe I needed to give them a bit more money to survive in the league. Maybe they didn't use the money I gave them. But what we will do now, we will have a look at the cup competitions. We will have a look at the Golden Boot. I know you can see it there already in the assists. So as you can see, Marcelo Bielsa did leave Leeds. It's not because he was sacked. He left to go to Tottenham Hotspur. Vladimir Petkovic taking over from Leeds United, Marcelo Bielsa taking over from Antonio Conte. Chris Wilder was sacked from Middlesbrough to be taken over by Frank Lampard. Steve Cooper sacked by Nottingham Forest to be taken over by Carlos Corberán, the ex-Huddersfield manager and ex-Leeds United assistant manager. Tony Mowbray sacked at Blackburn to be replaced by Mark Hughes. And Thomas Tuchel sacked from Chelsea, yet to be replaced. Here we have the Golden Boot. Maxi Gomez from Newcastle with 26 goals is the league's top scorer. Out there by himself with Ronaldo, 19 goals. Mo Salah, 18 goals. Harry Kane, 17. And Sunderland's Omar Niasse with 17, joint fourth, which is odd considering they finished 17th in the league with a goal difference of minus 34. So they have the 4th top scorer in the league, but minus 34 goal difference and finishing just above the relegation zone. So their defence must have been awful. Assists, the top assists, as you would expect, Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne with 16 and 14 assists each. Arsenal and Arsenal, Saka and Odegaard. James Ward-Prowse, Saul from Chelsea with 9. Are there any of the new boys in there? Martin Piero with 7. Joint 12th. So let's move on to clean sheets. Alisson with 26. David De Gea with 18. But yeah, Man City win the league. That's what you'd expect. Liverpool 2nd. Man United 3rd. Arsenal 4th. Arsenal getting in the Champions League. Chelsea and Tottenham with the Europa League. Everton with the Europa Conference League. And those European places, they're pretty solid. As you can see, Southampton 10 points behind the Europa Conference League places. There's not that much of a gap between Palace and Middlesbrough. 39, 37 points, 32 for Portsmouth, 30 for Birmingham, Sunderland on 28th. But yeah, I am a bit disappointed that they all finished in the bottom half. I was hoping one of them could maybe sneak into the top half of the table. Now let's have a look at the cup competitions. FA Cup. Who won? Arsenal won against Tottenham. The Carabao Cup. Manchester City winning that against Leicester. So there we have it. All in all, it was a bit of a failed experiment. Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I didn't give them enough money. Or maybe the Premier League is just that hard to break into. If you want me to give this another go, get into the comments below with what teams you think I should bring into the Premier League, how much money I should give them. If I did anything wrong in this save, let me know, give me the advice, and I will happily do it again. But there we have it. Bolton, Forest and Blackburn relegated from my dream Premier League. Man City, the champions. Sunderland, Birmingham, Portsmouth and Middlesbrough survive another day. Thank you very much for watching this video. Like, comment and subscribe as always, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.